Today's topic is very interesting. How to understand that a woman is with you only for money and resources. Predator women, how they disguise themselves, who they really are, and everything connected with this subject. There are many myths, men have many fears, much misunderstanding, who they are, how to recognize them, how much and when to give, and at what stage. We will talk about all of this today. Then, as usual, write your questions. I will answer them. So let us begin. Friends, here are the main fears men have. This is how it happens. When a man invests a lot, it later becomes difficult for him to step out of the relationship. There is a lack of understanding. How to realize at what stage to stop, how much to give, when to give, how to recognize a predator. Because I keep investing in her, and the more I invest, the more value she seems to have in my eyes, and I already feel sorry not so much for the woman, although for her as well, but for my own investments, time, finances, emotions, feelings, hopes, expectations. All of this is counted. The most important thing, of course, for a man, his resources, his finances. It is no secret that in relationships we all give something to each other. When a man invests financially, this is normal, but the question is how much and when? How much to weigh in grams? And what should the woman give me in return? And how can I recognize a predator woman at the very early stages? By their nature, women really do probe what resources a man possesses, and not because she is necessarily materialistic, but in order to know the full picture. I have many clients and acquaintances, and I have lived long enough to see women willingly go into relationships even if the man earns little, even if his income is lower than hers, even if he has fewer finances and she is at a higher material level. They still enter relationships, but she wants to know the layout. Therefore, questions, certain requests, testing, this is in general normal. But it is no secret that there are women who are sharpened for stripping a man of everything, simply to use him. And this is the main fear of men, to be used. A man does not want to be used. He wants to receive something in exchange for his investments. How to recognize them? How do they disguise themselves, and how can we expose them? I think today I will say a lot of things you did not know and that nobody will tell you. All of this is from my many years of experience, what I hear from women, from men, and how it really looks. The first thing you need to pay attention to is when they try to lead you from the opposite. Friends, remember this. If a woman on the first, second, or third meeting tries to convince you that she is not materialistic, look from the opposite perspective. As the saying goes, the particle not does not count. If she is actively showing this, demonstrating it, insisting on convincing you, it means this is on her mind. Everyone speaks about their own needs. You should click inside. You cannot relax. A woman's words mean nothing without context. If she constantly speaks about money and about how I am not materialistic, that there are such women, materialistic, who take away, but she is not like that, most likely it is about her. How else does she try to convince? Direct formulations. Well, you are not one of those men who believe that women are materialistic, are you? You are normal. You will not think I am materialistic if we go to a restaurant, will you? You don't think that if you help me with this, then I am materialistic, do you? This is how they gently hook you into manipulation. You are a normal man. You are not like those others who have nothing to give, who are miserable themselves and therefore believe that all women are materialistic. You are not like that. You are not like that. Friends, this should alert you. They are implanting this in you. The next point, playing on pity. When a woman from the very first meetings begins to press on pity, this is done so that you will step into the role of rescuer. A cunning move. First, she presents herself as a victim, telling about a terrible ex, what a scoundrel he was, how he used her, how she invested in him, gave, but he acted meanly. Or maybe it's not even about money, simply a nightmare before you, and with you it's all different. And then it begins. You will help me? It would be so good if... Well, you are not like that. Thank God I met you. Thank God now everything will be fine. The woman is pushing this role so that you become the rescuer. And what does the rescuer do? He rescues. gives resources, services, time, and you are already the hero. She is broadcasting this and pressing it through. You are not like that. You are the hero. I am the fragile victim. And this should alert you.
If, at the very earliest stages, you have just met, the relationship is barely beginning, you are already being told terrible nightmares. Childhood malnutrition, the ex is crushing me badly, my husband is a jerk. Always divided by 2 or even by 3. This is a move to evoke pity. And how do men behave with those they pity? They want to make them happy, to warm them, to give, to feed, to clothe, to shoe, and everything is leading to this, to save a person. We are responsible for those we have tamed. Women know this very well. Even if they do not formulate it themselves, it has long been told to them. All psychologists, female psychologists repeat, the more a man invests, the more valuable you will be to him. And for him to invest, you need to press the right buttons. What men respond to pity, to become a hero in your eyes, a savior, a knight, a hunter. It is precisely these subpersonalities that are being rocked. This does not mean that a girl cannot have a real difficult situation. She can. But no normal woman, at the first meetings, upon the very first acquaintance, will lay out the trash of her life in order to evoke pity. She does not need that. If she is not going to use you, she simply enjoys the communication. Therefore, when the pressure on pity begins, always look further. Another marker is when resentment toward men slips through. I always say, listen carefully to what a woman says. Men often open their eyes. They look, admire, and important things fly past their ears. Example, I am sitting in a cafe alone. Behind me, a couple, it looks like a first date. One woman and one man. Whether I want to or not, I overhear the conversation. The woman is just probing the man about this and that, and he, like a trusting chick, tells everything, here, there. At first, for her, it was all easy, playful, with excitement. And then, already more serious, denser. And what disappointment she has, like never before, this is how she presents it. And he really does not see and does not hear the obvious. Therefore, always look and listen. When such resentment toward men slips through in a woman, that is, these are those very stories when she was hurt. What does a woman do who has resentment toward men? She thinks, well, since you're all such jerks, then at least I will get something out of you. From a scabby sheep, even a tuft of wool. And she will squeeze resources out of a man preventatively so that later it will not hurt as much. She already expects in advance that she will be hurt in a relationship, and she thinks, well, fine, it will not hurt me so much when I have already received this, and this from him. I had such clients who said outright, what else can you take from him besides money? When a girl has been hurt once, hurt twice, or she herself takes offense, sometimes the man didn't even do anything special, but the woman decided, he is terrible, he's a monster, an abuser. That's it, she left, and she has resentment. And she thinks, well, since he can't give me anything, and what she needs is unclear, then at least I will take money from him. The more he gives, the better. Therefore, when a woman's resentment toward men slips through, watch carefully. Often, this is the mother's situation, the family model. Always in passing, ask, and what kind of family is she from? And much becomes clear. If the father is henpecked, that is one thing. If the father pulls the whole family along, while the mother with the daughters doesn't work and only milks him, that is already an attitude toward men as a source of resources. If there is no father at all, only mother and grandmother, then almost always there is deep-rooted resentment toward men. Such a girl initially stands in the position, a man owes me, and it is clear where this will lead.
Next, when a woman says, I do not need anything, This, "I do not need anything," in 100% of cases means the opposite. The girl aimed at everything. I have never had a misfire. How many times I have heard stories from clients. One man says, "My family was destroyed. I invested so much, gave so much." I ask, "Why?" He says, "Well, how could I not? She was not mercantile. She always said, 'I do not need anything.'" I reply to him, "Fine, she said she does not need anything, but you still kept giving. Why?" He says, "Well, since she did not need anything, it means she was not mercantile. It means she was good, and I would give to her." Friends, look carefully. When a woman says, "I do not need anything," she will squeeze everything out of you. I repeat this constantly. There are no misfires. These little queens who pretend to be independent and proud, "I do not need anything," always mean, "I will not take anything just like that. You will bring me everything yourself on a silver platter." She will push you under her heels so much that you will give everything yourself. A woman of this type is sharpened for a large-scale operation of resource extraction. Even the most advanced of them at first may refuse gifts. They say, "Oh no, this is too expensive. You are obliging me with this." And the man responds, "Come on, take it. It's nothing." And that is it. The man's psychological defense is bypassed. He thinks, well, since she even refuses, it means she is definitely not mercantile. But in reality, it is the opposite. Usually, a normal girl will simply be glad for the gift. She will say, "Oh, why, well, okay, thank you, it is nice." And the most cunning huntresses can even demonstratively return the gift. "Oh no, this is too much." And by doing this, they convince the man even more that she has pure intentions. There is another point that nobody talks about. Imagine a situation. A man gives a woman a gift, something good, expensive, from the heart. One woman reacted calmly. She smiled, said thank you, and that is all. Another one staged a show, rushed to kiss, hug, shouted, "You are the best, this is the best bouquet of my life, I adore you, my love." What is more pleasant for the man? Of course, the explosion of emotions. He feels like a hero. But in reality, what is happening? The woman anchors the man to gifts. In his brain, a chain is recorded. Do you want to see the wow effect again? Give gifts. And he begins to strive for this reinforcement. And when the woman reacted calmly, then in the man's head, the link gift equals love is not formed. He keeps a balanced perception. They met, took a walk, he gave something, and everything is calm, benevolent, without unnecessary anchors. But for the man, this is not enough. He wants a show, admiration, emotions. And so he creates a problem for himself. He begins to buy love with gifts, and the woman takes advantage of it. That is about how, friends, predatory women behave.
That is, psychologists specifically train them to extract finances, how to strip a person of everything, how to make him give it all away. First, to lull, to calm, to weave such a little web. I'm not like that. I wait for trims. I do not need anything. This gift is too expensive. And in general, I am poor and unhappy. But what always makes a man wary is something else. If a woman makes a direct request, that alarms a man much less, because a request is not manipulation. But disappearance, ignoring, when a woman wants to regain attention at the expense of your emotions, that is manipulation. She has driven you into stress, into cold relations, and when she comes back into contact, in response, you begin to intensify. Gifts, purchases, fulfillment of requests. Look, if you're being lulled, if everything goes the other way around, then this is a predator. Sometimes such women act quite openly and frankly. They ask directly, "What kind of car do you have? What is your salary?" Here's the very pair I was talking about. She, "And what sunglasses are those?" He, "Well, just ordinary, inexpensive." She, "Oh, but I always buy Christian Dior or Chanel." Then, as if casually, "You smell so good. What kind of cologne is that?" He answers, "Yeah, just an ordinary one." She, "But my favorite is Dior." After that, "All right, I will run some errands and then come pick you up, okay?" "Okay, come by. What car are you driving? What car do you have, just so I know?" "Toyota Prado." "Aha, a Prado." And here the disappointment is already visible. Well, not a Lamborghini, not a Lexus, not even a Bentley, just some miserable Toyota Prado.
Such women speak openly, and a man striving to impress does not notice it. He spreads his tail feathers and does not see her contemptuous, "Oh, is that Armani? Cheap. I prefer something else. And where did you go on vacation?" "Oh, just with friends to Altai. And I went with my girlfriends here and there." The predator woman always shows the level you must jump to reach, the heights you are obliged to take. Whether you must do this is for you to decide. Is it worth building a relationship with such women? In principle, yes, you can build a relationship with anyone. But do not give. If you figured she is a predator, simply do not give. You want sex? Please. You want meetings, communication? Please, but do not give. Such a woman will disappear immediately. Believe me, predators, if once you didn't give, twice you didn't give, if you did not fall for manipulation, they begin to press harder. Suddenly, the mother needs an operation. Suddenly, the cat was injured and money is needed. Suddenly, a loan has caught up. Very often, such women ask to borrow. "Give me 100,000, I will repay little by little. From my salary, I will eat less, drink less, but I will repay." In reality, it is a drain. I took it, but we are in a relationship. We sleep together, so I am not obliged to return. The amounts can vary, 10,000, 100, or even more. Therefore, once again, is it worth starting a relationship? If you like the woman, yes, it is worth it. But to give or not to give is a matter of your responsibility. If such requests are insignificant for you, then give. Consider it the price for communication. But remember, women always want to know what you possess. And the questions, what kind of car, where do you work, what kind of apartment, will be from everyone. It is natural. She told about herself, you told about yourself. You can tell the truth, you can understate, but do not overstate. Men also suffer from giving out too many advances. And then they complain themselves. During the demo mode, the woman showed one thing, but later it turned out to be something completely different. But women say the same about men. During the demo mode, men demonstrate much, but in fact, later they do not give.
Thank you to everyone who liked the video and subscribed to the channel. Share your thoughts in the comments and see you in the next video.